Tonight, this is the council meeting that is scheduled to start at 6 p.m., which we are doing. First of all, the meeting needs to be called to order, and then we'll proceed with our invocation and pledge, and then we'll have a roll call as to who's here and who's not. So I have asked Mr. James Gist if he would not mind in leading us in the invocation, and I will ask Chief Terry if he would mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, thank you. If you'd all stand, please. Bow your head.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Walker, if you'd call the roll.
Honorable Mayor Fowler,
Here.
Honorable Councilman Bilbrey,
Here.
Honorable Councilman Williams, Honorable Councilwoman Hawkins,
Here.
Honorable Vice Mayor Hill.
Present.
Next, we have approval of the agenda and the minutes, which we've all been provided. And I'd ask that you would look over those at this moment and tell me if you see anything that needs to be corrected or added or taken out. Just make it known. And
I'll make a motion to approve jointly the agenda and minutes as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. Is there a second to that? Thank you, Mr. Bilbrey. Okay. All in favor of approving the agenda and minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. We'll head right into new business, which includes -25 and of reading ordinances 727-25 and 735-26, because we will be discussing those, and we'll have more on those as we proceed through the meeting. So I would consider a motion to suspend the reading at this time. Thank you, Mr. Bilbrey. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Hawkins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. The ordinance 727-25 is here for second reading, and that is to consider approval of to allow duplexes in two family residential structures as a conditional use in R2 medium density residential districts, and to establish regulations therefore. This is here for second reading. The floor is now open. We will suspend the meeting and we will open the public hearing. And if this is your time, if you have anything to say about this ordinance, if you'd please let us know, speak up, and I'll recognize you. Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, just from what was discussed last time, there was an add-on. I was on the planning commission. We talked about R2s, you know, R2 would be responsible for a fence or shrubbery between them and the R1. But then to say, add on between them and R2s, it seems like it's a lot of expense if neither party wants it. If the houses are equal, then, you know, they come to a stalemate and you're gonna end up getting a lawyer involved. You know, you sure you wanna make that requirement on people if nobody wants it? And there, I mean, it's not just a one-time deal. You say, oh, it's the construction. It's, you know, fences have to be maintained and shrubbery has to be trimmed, and people are trying to do the bare minimum because they're just trying to meet a law. It's not gonna look as good. It's not a homeowners association, you know, some doing it voluntarily. So just, you know, think that through for, you know, requiring something like that for folks who, it's an expense, you know, that you're kind of weighing on people. And somebody in an R2 maybe doesn't have that expense, you know, if you're to pay for something like that. So, all right, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'll close the public hearing section of the meeting, and we will re-enter the council section of the meeting and ask the council to pass this on second reading. Was there any discussion amongst the council?
Same questions I always ask when we're talking about rezoning. Keith, have you heard any objections, any formal objections? You know, we have to post this everywhere. We've talked about this. This has been to the Planning Commission. And thank you to the planning folks that considered this, you know, several times. Any objections from anybody that you've received?
Not with the updated. When it originally had R1 included, there were some objections when that got removed and got sent back to planning, and they sent this revised one. We haven't had any objections. For the public that is here, the map that is overhead here has R2 less than 15,000 square feet in red. That's vacant. R2 greater than 15,000 square feet vacant lots are in the dark blue, so you can see where the dark blue is. Two of those larger lots are owned by the city of Allgood, so this would indicate where a vacant lot is that would qualify for a duplex. It does require 15,000 square foot lots. It does require a front setback of 35 feet, requires at least 8 parking spaces and a maximum lot coverage of 40%. And as Mr. Taylor said, it requires a privacy barrier be created either by vegetation or fenced as preferred by the adjoining property. And that is regardless of what type of property it adjoins. I will say, currently, if a commercial property adjoins an R1 zone, they are required to do the buffer. That's kind of a thing that happens there. So we've used that in other areas as well. Yeah, there's not a huge amount of vacant R2, which has been a comment a couple of times that we have heard. What I would say with this is it gives you an option with an R1 lot that could meet a 15,000 square foot requirement. If it is vacant or dilapidated and they ask to rezone it, it gives you an option to rezone that would allow either 10,000 square foot lots with a single house or a duplex at 15,000. And the council would have full decision over whether that fits as a rezoning. You all would have final vote before you rezone it. And by doing that, rezoning to R2 doesn't allow townhomes, condos, it doesn't allow apartments. It only allows a duplex at 15,000 or single family at 10,000. So it gives you an intermediate rezoning for those dilapidated structures or areas that you feel can comfortably handle a duplex.
So Keith, Mr. Taylor makes a good point. You know, we did throw this barrier in at the last meeting. Barrier. What have you typically done with the commercial lots? Do you make them put it up anyway if they both
We require it anyway. We don't give the option.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to allow the option, if the adjoining property owners don't request it, you could add that in there now if you wish to do so. Or if you want to allow it to be removed if not requested if adjoining an R2.
I'm sitting here thinking of the person that's going to purchase property that, on down the road, if two homeowners that, go through the development say, hey, I don't need one, you don't need one, but then I sell that parcel, that person might want one. At that point in time, I guess it would be up to them. It would be their responsibility
It'd
to put
be
it
up to the
and-
purchaser of the adjoining property to add their own at that point.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not against what Mr. Taylor has identified. I think the buffer is a good idea, and I think it was well intentioned. But I think if we wanted to relax that a little bit and give some deference to the two neighbors,
Well, if you look at number 5, it says a privacy barrier be created either by vegetation or fence as preferred by the adjoining property. So if the adjoining property doesn't want it, then you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, and if they come back later and want it, that would be another story. Yeah.
it's a little too late at that point in time.
So I don't think that you have to change this ordinance to go ahead and accommodate people who say, we don't need that, or we don't want that, or we can't keep that up. So, I mean, I personally feel like it's covered in here. If the adjoining one doesn't want it, just say, hey, you don't have to do that for me.
our legal said we could get a letter from the adjoining property owner stating that they do not require or request that.
Great idea.
Mm.
Great idea.
I'm going to make a motion that we go ahead and approve ordinance 727-25. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Bilbrey. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to item number 5. This is to consider on first reading approval or first reading rather of ordinance 735-26, which is adopting the 2027 fiscal year budget that is set to begin on July 1st of 2026. And of course, we have that and have looked at it and discussed it, and I don't know if you want to add anything, Mr. Morrison, to it.
Again, this will not set the tax rate, as this is a reappraisal year, so we will receive a SEPT or choose probably August or September that we will have to identify and accept or choose what to do with. So this will just set the fiscal year operating budget, and we'll come back to the tax rate once we know what the certified tax rate is.
Keith, you did a good job last night at our work session of going over just what's in the budget and about what we can reasonably expect, or what we're budgeting for income and expenses. I would welcome you to repeat that for the folks here.
Okay, we
tonight.
can go through that. So general fund is going to show a revenue of $4.8 million with an expense of $5.9 million. That is a $1.1 million overage. That $1.1 million overage includes $500,000 match to the $1 million grant for CDBG. It includes police PD vehicles. It includes a leaf truck, paving, sidewalks. We will continue the Main Street water line project. It will not be finished this year. It does include an initial phase of auto read meters that would read from the office. Trying to think if I've left anything out. I think that's everything that's included. We are discussing and will vote tonight to pull some things to this year's budget to keep the numbers kind of balanced and keep us in line. We are currently sitting at about an $8.9 million general fund balance. End of last year left us around 8.6. So that is where we are currently sitting. We are scheduled for this year to exceed revenues by $1.6 million, which we will not do. Even with the additions that you all vote in tonight, we're not going to make that level. We do have some outstanding projects. We're finishing a park shop, a lean-to, and we have the contract tonight for the park master plan and to begin the phasing plan of what's next at the new park. So.
So we've got some overages that we're planning for. When we have overages, you had talked about last year, you're anticipating some excess from this budget year.
Yeah, we're currently sitting in an excess this year of about 500,000. We have about 415,000 in outstanding projects at the moment. That's about an $85,000 surplus to date. We will expand that surplus through the end of the year. Of course, that's through March, so we've still got April, May, and June. As well as the surplus items that we have to sell. We've got a list of items that we're going to add to tonight based on whatever you all be, somewhere around 700 to 800. I feel pretty comfortable that even this year's overage is only going to be somewhere around 700 to 800,000. We have exceeded in the last couple of years our revenue estimates. This last year, we put an additional $1 million in, so the fund balance at the end of last year was $8.6 million. The year before, the fund balance was $7.6 million. The year before that, $6.9 million, and the year before that, $6.2. So we've had steady growth in our fund balance revenues from $6.2 to $8.6 million in the last 4 years. So this doesn't make me uncomfortable to spend this because I feel like we're in good shape and good condition. I think this better prepares us for the future and continues to work on park expansion. And doing other things to achieve where we really need to be.
But it's still dipping into the reserves, and that's want to point out. And we heard it from our auditors last night, where we're sitting good financially. 8.9 is a great number, and you all kudos to everyone in the city who's just doing a fantastic job of just making sure that number keeps going up. But we're going to be spending some money from reserves, which
yes.
I mean we're spending that money for the betterment of the city, so I don't have any problem with it. But just wanted to, I guess, point that out.
Right.
We still need to be
part of the
conservative
long-range
where we
plan
can.
to continue to move us forward and in the future lower our costs to increase what we're returning to general fund out of things that we're selling. Same thing we've done with police cars with our fleet plan.
Sure.
Is sell off the cars before they become repair issues. We get the maximum value out of them and lower our investment as we continue to move forward.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Excuse me. I will make a motion that we approve on first reading ordinance 735-26, which will adopt the 2027 fiscal year budget that begins on July 1st of this year. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Hawkins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Of course, this will come back, I guess, at next month's meeting for second reading. Item number 6, consider approval to award the Safe Industries, Safe Industries for the fire gear in the amount of $48,895 for the VFEAT grant under HGAC by contract EE11-24. That's sponsored by the fire chief. Understand that, isn't that a grant?
Grant. The state, yes, that's the Tennessee Volunteer Fire Equipment and Training Grant. The state gives out a total of $20 million to fire departments across the state. We did our due diligence, so we brought in every gear company that we knew of. We feel that the gear offered by Safe Industries fit our needs and growth better than any other point.
is this part of the grant, or is this our part of the match?
There is no match. This is, the grant will cover $48,700 of this. So this is a little bit over, but that was the best way for us to spend 100% of the grant money. So we're matching $195. The rest is
I can live with that.
Unacceptable.
Um,
I'll make the motion to approve the acceptance of the grant.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Bilbrey. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 7 is to consider approval to purchase the 2019 Pierce Saber from Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus for $350,000. That's sponsored by the fire chief, but I don't know if he or Mr. Morrison wants to, which one wants to take the lead on this.
Well, I don't care.
I can take it. So this is a used fire engine. Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus buys engines from agencies, and they resell them. They resell engines with a warranty. They purchase engines that are less than 20 years old. This engine is similar to the Pierce that we have. The Pierce we have right now is an Enforcer. And honestly, I could probably sell it for more than I gave for it new right now. So David doesn't like me saying that, so it makes him nervous.
Right now we have the 2021 Pierce. It's a 1,500 gallon, 1,000 gallon tank of water on it. We have a 1999 KME. It's a 1,250 gallon pump with 1,000 gallons of water on it. That truck is 30 years old. Almost every year we have to have something replaced on it, a ball valve, a suction, or something like that on it. We also have a 1988 Chevy or GMC Chevy brush unit, and the pump on it is too small. It's dilapidated. It came from Wisconsin. It was a gift back in the
non-certifiable.
Non-certifiable.
The KME is actually a Tahoe, so I told you all wrong too. I told you a 99, so I'm a year off. The idea here is to purchase a replacement engine and get rid of the 88. We looked at options for a demo and a stock truck, and you're talking $1 million, about almost $1.5 million to order a new one. If I was going to give $1 million, I'd rather give the extra $5 million and get something built specific to the needs of the city. However, we think for less than $1 million, or I can do a garbage truck and 2 used fire engines and fire equipment. So we feel like that's the better option. The 2019, we definitely feel like we need to purchase, and we need about $40,000 worth of gear to completely outfit it and the engines we have. We are asking that you all consider purchasing this for $350,000, adding $40,000 of equipment through Sourcewell or HGAC Buy, that you go ahead and pre-authorize us to purchase that. We're also asking that you consider a second used engine. Brindley Mountain, after we've run the numbers on demo and stock units, I asked the chief to reach back out to them and ask them, if I come back and wanted to buy a second used engine, what kind of deal could I get? Can they make me a better offer? And he said, sure, if you're going to buy a second engine, we'll give you even more buying power. So I think this engine is listed at $350,000. I feel comfortable that we can get it to $250,000, maybe less. Or if you all want to authorize us up to a certain amount, we'll go try to find one or get this one as cheap as we can. We have not pump tested this one. We did go down, drive the 2019, both empty and full of water. We pump tested it, and the chief and deputy and assistant chief and I spent probably 13, 14 hours that day driving and testing and going through engines and trying to find what we felt was the best opportunity, what worked best, and what was in the best condition. The 2019 Pierce Saber by far is in the best condition. this would be our second choice, and I think we can get a good deal on it. And I think for less than $600,000, we can equip 2 engines, have 3 engines with 1,500 gallon a minute capability, 3 engines with adequate water on them, and I think we can sell the 88 Chevrolet not for as much. I think we could probably get 25,000 out of it. I think the 2000 KME, I'm going to guess we can get somewhere around 50 to 75,000 to offset these purchase prices. Plus, we have some other things to surplus that will help keep our number. We'll work on keeping that revenue here. So I think this is a good option depending on how far you all want to go with it. The other goal here is to get all 3 engines less than 20 years old before we need to start looking at. And I think this will buy us about 6 to 7 years before we need to start looking for another engine. And I've been looking at the timeline, trying to figure out how do we replace these and get them where they're on about a every 5-year replacement so that we're getting maximum value and keeping top quality engines here that protect our businesses and protect our citizens. And I think this is a good start in doing that.
Okay, well, in item 7, it only talks about purchasing 1 from Brindley Mountain. So does that, if you don't have solid figures, do we need to change that to say 2 plus outfitting them? And of course, I wrote down one figure, 40,000, and then I heard something else a lot
Right.
larger from you, and so
So
I'm
here would be
like,
what I
what's
would
the
ask
deal?
is that we purchased the 2019 Pierce Saber for $350,000. We have locked that in. I would ask for an additional pre-authorized purchase of up to $40,000 in equipment and upfitting through Sourcewell, and then an additional amount depending on how much you want to go up to on the second engine. I would ask for at least $250,000 for the second used engine. I'm hoping to get it for less. So total purchase, we're at $590,000 for 2 engines and equipment and outfitting. And I would ask that you pre-authorize the equipment so we can go ahead and order it through Sourcewell and get that started this way.
Do your math again. I got 640.
Sorry. Too much going on this week. 640. Quilt Festival's got me all fuzzled up this week. Police chief's laughing at me. It's been a busy week.
One thing that helped me last night, Chief, was why do we need 3? You know, we're talking about getting 1 and having, you know, 1 more in addition to the 2021. Why do we need 3? That kind of kerfuffled me. Your answer last night was very helpful. I just welcome you to say it again, just so everyone's aware the need for 3 and the basis for that need.
So with the growth of All Good, we're seeing big box stores, Walmart. We're seeing distribution sites, U.S. Foods, FedEx, UPS. These warehouses coming in, and right now, if we had a incident in one of these, they all have FDCs, fire department connections. You're going to take your biggest pump, 1,500 gallon pump, and you're going to attach to the sprinkler system to make sure that the sprinklers are going. They're working, operating like they should. Once you do that, at that point, we are down to get it to the sprinkler standpipe system. So at that point, we are down to using the 2020 KME for any firefighting that we have to do inside these warehouses. And so having 3 trucks, you could attack it. You know, you look at Walmart, you've got the FDC is on the rear of the building. And so you could put your 2 trucks, one at the front, one at the side. Pincer, you're talking more strategy, more tactics. If you've got a warehouse and you've got to do longer lays and relay pumping from one truck to another truck, and doing that, you've got more options. Also, if we have 2 incidents going on, All Good has grown a lot. we're running over 650 calls a year now. And if we have one fire on one end of town and we have another one, God forbid, on the other end of town, we've got more options to send and make sure that these residents are protected that way.
And how often does one go down?
Uh,
'Cause if
We
you, have,
just-
if you get two and you get one
Yeah.
go down, then you're back to your
E-
problem,
exactly,
which is what you
exactly.
said last night.
2 weeks ago, engine one, the new one, was out for repairs. It was down for 2 weeks, and we were running out of the KME solely. So we were putting a lot on that truck. I think last year the DEF system was down in the 2021, and so once again we were back to one truck. So it does happen. We try to keep them up and keep them maintained, but things are going to break. Things are going to happen.
What I'm hearing from you is we never want to be down to just one option.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we always want 2 trucks available because you never know when you're going to need them.
Exactly.
And things are going to happen to them. It's just like garbage trucks or snow plows or anything else. When they break down, we lose the ability. Now, we can reach out to partners and neighbors, but we want to be self-sufficient because we want to be able to decrease the call time it takes to get to it. And right now, they're answering every call in less than 3 minutes.
We're at 4 minutes.
All right,
From the
4.
time the tone goes out, so we have somebody on scene is 4 minutes, and that's the fastest in the county right now. You also look at needed fire flow, which is an ISO criteria that they use to rate your city. Right now, we are sitting at 2950. We can't reach that with what we have at this point right now. So if we had more pumps, we could reach the goal of 2950, which I'm anticipating that's only going to keep growing, the needed fire flow. What that is they take an average of your commercial structures, your residential structures, and they look at how much water, in theory, it would take to put those structures out. And they come up with a needed fire flow. Like I said, right now we're at 2950. I expect that to keep growing as the city keeps growing. You keep adding more businesses, more homes, apartments. So
We've got room at the fire hall to house these additional trucks, and
We do.
even before we get rid of the other one,
We
the
planned
oldest
ahead.
one. Okay.
We're good.
So if we authorize you to purchase the second one, I guess this is the one that's for 250 right here, the red one.
This is the one we're going to look at and try to get for 250. We may have to look at options, and we want to try to stay at least 2015 or newer in the year. This one may not test out. May have to find something else, but we're going to, authorize me up to 250 or 275, whatever you all feel comfortable with, and we'll go find it. These do come with a 1-year warranty. So these are 1-year warranty to cover them. And Brindley Mountain had actually talked with Sparta, and they had bought one from Brindley Mountain, and it's been a really good engine. They're really happy with their purchase. They got good service, and they're tickled with what they got. So Crossville's asked me about what we're doing because they're wanting to follow suit. So.
Chief, your recommendation is for 3. Obviously, you need this red one at 250 is what you're recommending.
Yes, I think that's exactly protects us long term as well as today.
Right.
It puts us in a better footing for growth and more future.
Absolutely. I would just point out again, these are unbudgeted, correct?
They are unbudgeted.
So unfortunately, this is again we're dipping into reserves.
This is dipping into reserves.
But again, it's a healthy reserve, and I don't mind doing that. So I'd make the motion to approve Keith to purchase the first at 350 plus the 40 for the
Equipment.
I'm just going to say equipment, and then also go up to 250 for the negotiating for a second unit.
Plus whatever it the amount to outfit it as well.
Do you need, yeah.
I think I can do both of them for the 40,000.
For the original
Each.
40.
Yeah, unless
Okay.
you want to give me 50 for outfitting.
No.
That's a total, my motion is for both of them for a total of 640.
All right.
That works.
Okay. We've got a motion to purchase the one for $350 and outfit it for, I think it's the 40,000, and then we've got authorization to purchase a second engine for $250,000 plus the cost of the outfitting, which we think we can do.
Some engine. Whew, we're going to take equipment. So I'll clarify. We're going to take some engine off. Whew, we're going to take equipment off the existing engine. So I think with 40,000 we can outfit and upfit both engines with what we've got and update them. So I think we're good.
Good stuff.
Okay, that's very convoluted authorization there, but I think we all understood it. So Mr. Hill has made the motion, and I will be happy to second it. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Good luck on your search, gentlemen. All right, number 8. Consider approval to purchase a 2026 Mack ASL from EPG under our Sourcewell contract, which has this big long number and letters, for $424, $899, $424,899 before June the 30th, 2026 for fiscal year 26. Okay, Mr. Morrison, tell us why we need this one.
We're dipping into funds again here. Let's throw that up front. So this is a continuation. What we're trying to do is balance this year and next year. We're doing a big park chunk next year. We didn't get to do it this year. So as we started preparing this budget, the 2013 orange residential truck we have is 13 years old. We've had it for a while. Originally, I'd like to have gotten down for 2 trucks. The more that we've talked about it, Mr. Hogan and I, we decided 3 is the optimum for our fleet. There are times when the transfer station is down, and it takes all of the trucks to get the garbage picked up, and we've had them full, waiting on the transfer station to open back up. This needs to replace the orange truck. We think this does several things for us. This is a larger truck. We feel that we can get all of the route on the truck in one run, so we don't have to make multiple runs to the transfer station, which Mr. Hogan will tell you takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of fuel, and we can speed up the route. We can get the whole route on the truck, then go empty. The current truck has a paddle wheel system, so it really just pushes the trash out of what we call the hopper, which is where you dump it. This truck has a compactor both on the top and the front of the hopper, and the hopper is about a half cycle shorter, so you're not lifting the can as high up into the wind to dump trash all over the place. Those are 2 big things that we think are important. It also has a 12-foot reach on the arm. And for the driver, the arm is attached to the actual trash body when he gets done at the end of the day. Talk to Mr. Hogan. He's like a shaken, not stirred martini when he gets done at the end of the day. We think this mounting to the body alleviates some of that shake. The other thing we like about this truck is the hydraulics are mounted on the side of the truck. They're not underneath it where all the trash and the fluid and the ooze is going. They're up on the side. It also has operator controls under the seat and at each hydraulic box. So you don't necessarily have to climb back in the truck if you've got a can that fell over and you need to pick it up. You can reach in under the seat, cycle it, dump it, pick it back up, and not have to climb in and out. It also helps with repairs. You don't have to climb in and out to repair it. There's a key that goes in each of the hydraulic cylinders to allow you to test them. And when the compactor comes back, this design has a huge firebox, so to speak, with a huge door that you can reach in and get all the trash out. So we feel like this is an optimized design. We think it saves us fuel, saves us time, and we've got to replace that 13 truck. It's staying broke down. It needs tires right now. I think it's got a hydraulic leak. And golly, we've probably put $20,000 in it this year. We've replaced the arm. That's the other thing about this design, this atomizer. This is a Labrie atomizer is what it's called, automated side load Mack truck. It puts the arm in line with the hopper. The way the Python body, the Heil body, the orange truck is, the arm is offset. So once the arm starts wearing, the arm starts drooping. This one's right in line, and it's just a single shot to dump it. So we think this is the maximum capability for us, and the next truck that'll have to be replaced is the commercial. It's an 18 model, but we've still got a few more years on it. So we've gotten 13 years out of the orange truck, which is a lot if you've seen how corrosive garbage is and how much mice like to eat them up. So we feel like this is the best option, and we pulled it to this budget year to try to balance this year and next year. So we feel like this is a good fit. I checked on this truck today. It will be in Lebanon May the 18th, and he says he can have it delivered to us by end of May, 1st of June, which is another optimal timeline because you can't do that most days.
Will it fit the trash cans that we got?
It will. Yep, we checked that too. Yeah, it'll pick up a 96-gallon trash can. That's the other thing about this truck. The current arm doesn't have the lift capacity of this one. Sometimes the trash cans are so heavy, they'll bog that orange truck down and it won't pick them up. This one has 1,000 or 1,200 pound lift capacity, so it ain't going to slow it down. It's going to pick up that can and roll.
How much can we anticipate for the sale of the orange truck? Guesstimate. Sign.
No, we ain't giving it away. 60 to 80,000 is what I'm thinking. Sells for less because we've had it. Don't get mad at me. It sells for less because we've had it for a while.
You're on the record.
And I'm on the record saying that we'd probably have to tape a $10 bill to it to get somebody to take it, but I'm glad to hear that.
I
It
sold
might
the
bring
last one
some-
for almost 80, and they had to tow it out of here. So we're hoping for the repeat.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we go ahead and purchase this 2026 Mack ASL from EPG under our Sourcewell contract for the $424,899 before June the 30th, 2026 for the fiscal year of 26. Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Number 9, consider approval to surplus the attached list of items.
This is where I make the money back. And I'm going to add to this list just a little bit. So a 2013 Mack LEU, that's the orange garbage truck. We have a 2006 Sterling snowplow that we're going to sell. The new Mack snowplow was actually delivered to Nashville today, so we'll have it next week. The 1988 Chevy brush fire truck, a 2007 Toyota Tundra we've seized, a Chevy HHR. We have 2 canister water pumps. Those are from the Brotherton tank that was replaced. We're going to sell those because there are some agencies still using them and they're having trouble finding parts. A Billy Goat leaf vac. We have some fill dirt at the back of the park that I'm going to try to sell and start moving it out and get rid of it now. I want to add the 10.8 video equipment the PD has. They have a box of 10.8 video cameras that were in the patrol cars. The 2000 KME fire engine that is currently labeled as Engine 2. And the 2012 Tahoe Fire SSV, that is the one that we asked to shift the PD Durango down to replace. So I'm gonna get rid of that Tahoe. And we had some other agencies that have called about these, and I believe we can sell direct to another agency. So we may be able to sell that one to another agency. And the fire engine too. If not, what we will do with the fire engines is Brindley Mountain that we're purchasing engines from will not purchase ours due to the age, but they have offered to act as a brokerage firm. So they will help us to attain a fair market value and help us list and advertise those engines for sale, but they will not, and then they'll take a fee overturn that way. So they'll be just like Gov Deals, and I think we can maximize our return that way. There's several $100,000 in there, I think, so.
Is there any reason that we might want to keep that oldest fire truck? I mean, you know
Oh.
how I am about
We're not selling the.
history, but
So the
I
80
know an 88 is not historic, but
Now I wouldn't recommend keeping it, but we are still keeping the 64 LaFrance. So
okay.
it is still here.
Well, I would make a motion that we approve the items listed for surplus, and that they can be sold with the additions that Mr. Morrison outlined for us, the video equipment from the PD, the 2000 KME, that's fire, and then there's a 2012 Tahoe. That may be, I don't know whose that is.
That's fire.
Fire, okay. I would make that motion. Is there a second?
Good.
Thank you, Ms. Hawkins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Item number 10, consider approval to authorize the city administrator to sign an agreement with AEI and Kimley Horn for park design services.
So this is the final contract and price for the initial phase. We did approve AEI and Kimley Horn. The initial is to do the master plan and bring you all options for what could be at the new park or what needs to be done at all existing parks. So that'll get everything back on track, update it with everything that we've done for $165,000, and it will outline options of what to move forward with at the new park. So this will give you an idea of what you can do and where you want to be, and then they'll come back and work with council to decide what the next step is and what we build out at the new park. Is it $2 million? Is it $4 million? Is it $12 million? What do you want to do, and what does the return on investment for those look like? So there will be some revenue information, which you all authorized us to go. These returns. This will be a partnership with AEI and Kimley Horn, which you all authorized us to go and negotiate this with. So this is the contract to move forward with that.
Total price of?
$165,000 at this point.
Thank you.
It will be renegotiated once they know what the next phase is and how far you want to go, so that they know what all they've got to design, what all they got to do. Now we do have the CDBG grant that is out. That was submitted last week. That is a $1 million grant with a $500,000 match, so it'll be a $1.5 million park enhancement. And I have give you some designs, and Peter with AEI has worked with the development district on those before. and he is aware of it. We've been keeping him informed as we work through this contract, so he would know where we were at, and they can include that information in the master plan.
These funds were budgeted.
They were, yes.
Got one.
Any further questions or comments from the council? I would make the motion that we go ahead and approve for the city administrator to sign this agreement with AEI and Kimley Horn for park design services. And I might add that I think that's what the public wants and that they're very interested in this park. And since we've already designated them as they're going to be the ones who actually present this to us, I think we need to get started, and let's go ahead and give him approval to sign the agreement. So I'll make the motion to approve that. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bilbrey. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Item number 10, consider approval to authorize the city administrator to sign an agreement with UniFirst for uniform services.
This is a renewal agreement. We have used UniFirst for several years. They do our existing uniforms. They keep our uniforms in really good shape. They do a good job. Prices are consistent with what they've been in the past. So we're happy to continue this agreement with them, and we've not had any issues. So I would ask approval for renewal.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Hill. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Bilbrey. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Mr. Administrator, here you go.
I think I've talked about enough tonight. The Upper Cumberland Quilt Festival is this Friday and Saturday, 17th and 18th. There'll be quilts at Hope Church. There's the country store at the Senior Center. The All Good Methodist Church will be participating, and I think they're hosting lunches there each day. The Buttons and the Central Tennessee Model Railroaders will be here at City Hall. We did get our audit report back last night. You heard from the auditors. We once again had a clean audit. We returned over $1 million to the general fund. We also got a first in my 13 years with no findings. And we want to thank you all for the support, for helping us hire staff, certified public accountant. Small staff is always hard to get off separation of duties, and we were able to do that this year. And I'm very proud of all that our staff does, our department heads, our accountant, our city recorder, our front office staff. All of these folks work very hard to provide services and to watch after the money and ensure things are being spent appropriately, and we're continuing to see improvements and things get better in town. And so we appreciate all that they do for us, and thank you guys for all the hard work that you put in. Department heads?
I'll keep it short. For Public Works, for the month of March, we did a total of 702 work orders. And I also like to say that it is warmer outside, and we've been picking up a lot of brush. All I ask is if, you keep it closer to the road, but don't block up a ditch. And don't put it by hydrants or on top of meter boxes. And try your best to keep it in 6 foot length. So.
I'll also try to keep it short and sweet. I've talked more than I usually talk. So we're going to start our focusing on pre-planning for this year. So our firefighters will be going out to the commercial businesses, putting a face to the fire department, going around just kind of pre-planning, getting ideas in case there's ever an emergency we have to respond to that business. So I just want to kind of get that out there and let the public be aware. You see us out. That's what we're doing. So, and thank you.
And I'll keep it even shorter. We had 785 calls for service, 244 property checks, 280 traffic stops, 77 citations. The additional personnel is working out really well. Thank you all.
Well, I'm gonna keep it short. So the park maintenance shop is coming right along. I don't know, trusses and sheeted the roof today. I mean, the exterior and interior framing's done on that. They set trusses and sheeted the roof today, so I don't know when it's gonna be done, but it's moving right along. The plumbing rough end's done and the electrical will start probably tomorrow, so we're super excited about that. Walter Bilbrey Park at the baseball and the upper football field, we've done some grading work there where the fields were in bad shape, so we've tilled that up and graded it and planted new seed, and with any luck, we'll get enough rain for grass to actually grow before the ball league season starts. So fingers crossed about that. We've got material either purchased or coming for a few other little projects, little small projects at the ball field and at the new park that'll be going on here over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I will, not our event, but I'll plug Hope Adoption Agency is having their annual fundraiser on May 9th. So it's a 5K run. Chief Terry and his staff are doing the traffic control for that. And it's going to be a lot bigger race than they've had the past couple of years, and it's going to take a lot from his people. So I appreciate them, and Hope Adoption appreciates them. So if you don't want to come running a fun run and buy a ticket to go towards a fundraiser that is very worthwhile, you are allowed to donate. So you can just take them some money and give it to them, and they'll appreciate it. But you can check out their website or Facebook if you want to get involved in that. It's growing every year, and it's going to be a good time.
And if you don't want to do the 5K, I think there's also a 1 mile walk with the kids, and that's what I'd be signed up for, probably, yes. So I just want to mention that you don't have to do the 5K. Well, you and I can be partners or whatever. Okay. I have one more thing before we get to the citizens. I guess I hope many of you have noticed this big capsule over here on the side of the wall, and it's got the All Good seal on the top of it. This is our time capsule, and we will be soliciting donations, and we're going to have a list of things that are appropriate. We will have a committee to go through those things once they're submitted to make sure that, we can't have liquids and food items and that kind of thing. But we think that would be a really cool idea to have in celebration of our 250th anniversary for the country, that we should have a time capsule for All Good. And so when Mr. Morrison said, oh yeah, we can do that, I expected something like this. And that baby is 4 feet tall. So we can get a lot of things in there, and it will be buried here on the grounds at City Hall, and you all can open it in 25, about maybe opening it in 25 years, or you all can open it in 25 years, because I won't make it, but hopefully the rest of you will. And I think that is a great project, and it's respectful for our country and for this city, and we're just excited to see what everybody can come up with that they want to put in the time capsule. We think that'll be a really good thing. So, that being said, I will ask if anybody in the public, our audience, has anything they would like to say. Yes, sir. Come up to the podium.
Hello, I'm Marvin Long with Big Marsh Fireworks, and I'm here to ask the City Council if they would consider making a change to City Ordinance 597-15. This ordinance states that fireworks shall be permitted only on Main Street. I'm requesting that the city consider expanding this ordinance also to allow the sale of fireworks on Big Mac Drive. Here's the reason. Of course, I guess this ordinance was done years ago when Main Street was the main street. There's a tent that operates actually in the Walmart parking lot that is actually farther off Main Street than I would be. So I'm thinking right there's one. Of course, Big Mac Drive, I'm not asking to set up in a residential neighborhood or anything crazy. It's own commercial. With that said, or whatever, bring additional revenue to the city, I guess tax dollars, permit, and help, of course, landowners or whatever, make rent money. So just bringing that and seeing if I can get any traction on getting that added to the fireworks ordinance.
We'll be happy to consider that, take it under consideration, and I'm concerned about the traffic in that area. There's a lot that goes on there on Big Mac Drive at the stop that we put in there, but where exactly would you be thinking about on Big Mac Drive?
Behind the gas station.
Oh, okay. Behind Speedway, gotcha. Okay. We can consider that and take it up maybe at our next meeting, and that way you can make your plans because the 4th will be here before you know it. Oh, and I guess I did fail to say that the time capsule, I think we have tentatively planned on putting it in the ground on July the 4th. So we'll still take your donations up through our fireworks celebration, but we are going to put that away in on the 4th of July. Anybody else have anything? Okay. Oh, Mr. Wood beat you, Mr. Gibbs. I'm sorry. He was
That's
closer.
fine. That's fine. I would like to congratulate the county. Know when you start talking about for getting a clean audit. Because I know when you start talking about insurance rates and that sort of thing, when you have your financial responsibilities squared away, and the state has recognized it, it helps the city if they ever decide to do bonds or things of that nature. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Gist.
To the Honorable Mayor and Councilman, I would like to put a question before you about our beautiful city of Allgood. And we're allowing people to make dumps out of their property. Tars, everything you can name, just piled up. And it gets next to me. It does. If anybody don't have no more pride than that, they need to move out. So if there's anything y'all can do about that, I would appreciate it.
Thank you. And of course,
Thank you.
your property is always in tip-top condition, and I don't even know that I could keep up with you, but we'll see what we appreciate
Thank you.
all that you do, and we will certainly. I didn't see our codes person here tonight,
I was
but
gonna say Codes is out tonight.
we'll make sure he knows this in the morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anything else? If not, I'll remind everyone that our next meeting is May the 12th, and ask you to enjoy the Quilt Festival this weekend. And with that, I would make a motion that we adjourn. Are we all in favor of that?
Yes.
All right. Any opposed? I think we're adjourned.